lived the 60s in Los Angeles, and there was so much activity. There were the Black Panthers, there was the Chicano movement, and there was just the Vietnam War, everything. When I came to Rice, I said, look, there are groups sort of targeting Mexican-American students all over the Southwest, and Rice has nothing. We need to do something. So I said, let's start a group, give it a nice name, and let's see what we can do. But it was Ramas, Rice Association of Mexican-American Students, and Ramas means branches. So we were branching out to reach everybody. Our first group was 15 men and 1 woman. Her name was Linda Flores. We had a great group, and so what we did is we showed the campus that we ourselves were a united front, okay? And what did we give the students themselves? Unity, pride. Pride is incredibly important. I'm no longer isolated, and I'm proud to be a Mexican-American student at Rice, and an identity.
The 80s into the 90s at Rice were the times of the Southwest Conference ultimately beating Texas, yes! The momentous G7 summit with world leaders such as President George H.W. Bush and Margaret Thatcher, the arrival of the 4590-180 sculpture in a section of the Berlin Wall, the historic engineering of the Turn of Willie statue, as well as the transformation of Brown College, where I served as president, and Sid Richardson to becoming co-ed. Personally, the Adrogué Gustafsons epitomize Raíces A Ramas, roots to branches. Given that my husband, Sen Gustafson, is class of 1989, my daughter, Skylar, is class of 2022, my son, Stefan, playing football at Rice, is class of 2026. We gave our eldest daughter, Sloan, who went to Columbia, a pass.
Coming to Rice was very challenging in so many ways. One, I felt completely academically underprepared for the rigor of this university. And I missed home in so many different ways. But what I think marked part of the decade that I come from is the idea of community. At Rice, while we were so few in number, Latino students and even Black students formed community. We found ways to have lunch together at other people's colleges. Remember, this is pre-texting, pre-social media, pre-Facebook groups and DMs. So we had to organize ourselves in lots of different ways so we could feel that closeness and community at our university.
As Rice was enhancing and increasing the numbers of students of color, I believe there was a recognition in the 90s that there was a significant need to focus on diversity and inclusion. And so I participated in several programs that were offered by the Office of Multicultural Affairs. We did an orientation for new students talking about celebrating diversity. And we just thought it was really cool to have this opportunity to share our culture and community and potentially our different way of thinking and bringing value to Rice's unconventional wisdom. And as this community becomes more diverse today, I'm very proud that we were a part of that, trailblazing group that started these initial conversations and programs at Rice.
You knew you were Hispanic or Latinx at Rice in the 2010s if you've ever heard the phrase, HACER is not loaded. This was usually said during one of our many churro and empanada sale fundraisers. All the same, we were so creative with how we used partnerships to further cultural programming. This included organizations where a sizable number of students were Hispanic, such as the Black Student Association and Queers and Allies. In fact, some of these partnerships would lead to even more Hispanic and Latinx organizations. HACER and the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers would co-sponsor events such as Latin Pub Night, and Rice Salseros would help lead dance lessons to give folks easy access to fully enjoying the music. One year, the Latin American Graduate Student Association, LAGSA, even agreed to host GSA's annual barbecue so they could have the funds to throw a Latin party and invite the larger graduate student and Latino community. And guess who the live entertainment was that year? A brand new group of musicians led and founded by Alberto Rodriguez de Monterrey called Mariachi Luna Llena. A yearly culmination of these partnerships was the annual cultural show Ritmo, formerly known as Posada. This was a time you really got to see our community come together for a shared purpose.
I came into Rice full of fear and uncertainty. As the son of immigrant parents and as a first-generation student, I knew that I was setting off on an unlikely journey for people like me. In my first couple years, I struggled with feelings of imposter syndrome, as I faced the possibility that I was not Rice material. While I still struggle with some of these feelings today, the community and support system that I found within the Hispanic community at Rice helped me rediscover who I am as a student and as the leader. HACER has played a big role in my journey. In my 4 years at Rice, it has become my strongest support network.
Coming to Rice, I was afraid of finding a community of peers who would understand me. I grew up in classes that contained no one that looked like me and felt very isolated. Thus, I never fully embraced my Mexican heritage. I thought my time at Rice would be similar. However, due to Rice providing a space for all cultures to express themselves through clubs and organizations, I came across the Hispanic Association for Cultural Enrichment at Rice. Rice gave me the confidence to move forward as a minority in STEM. Throughout my time in HACER, I tried so many things and failed many times, but I learned so much about myself and grew as a person. Rice not only challenged me, but supported me through the thick and thin. I will forever be grateful for my experience here, and I hope many more students get to experience what I did within the hedges.
HACER has remained vibrant for half a century in part because of its leadership. These were student leaders who wanted to give back and make Rice a better place for Hispanics, a place where they could feel comfortable and thrive in their academic and community service. And this is what Rice is all about. The university's vision is to equip Hispanic and Latinx students at Rice to be leaders. As a new president of Rice, I want the university to prepare Hispanic and Latinx students to be able to sit at tables where decisions are being made and problems are being solved. We want them to lead in companies, corporations, universities, schools, anywhere there is a need for a leader to make this world a better place and contribute to the advancement of humanity. This gala to celebrate the 50th anniversary of HACER is a reflection of how much Rice cares for its Hispanic community and how much we want our students to succeed at Rice and in their careers. Si se puede, and I'm going to make sure that it gets done.
We celebrate our Rice trailblazers and our continued momentum into the next 50 years. Given the gravitas of Dr. Richard Tapia, it is not surprising that his leadership and vision in 1972 served as the impetus and genesis for 6 Rice Latinx student organizations that exist today. Here's to relentless championship of inclusiveness, diversity, and excellence at Rice. We believe we have had adventure, we have endeavored, and we have achieved. Thank you for your support of Solar Raíces A Ramas Cincuenta Años Gala. Continued success with all endeavors. As always, for Rice's honor.